Hi, my name is Cheryl Smolkin. I'm a lawyer and a journalist. Today I'm pleased to be talking to Yvonne O'Reilly, chair of the 2011 Occupational Health and Safety Summit. Yvonne is the principal of O'Reilly Health and Safety Consulting and serves on the governing board of the Canadian Registered Safety Professionals. She specializes in delivering due diligence training, developing written OHS programs and policies, and conducting OHS audits. Her experience includes establishing an OHS practice within two leading national law firms and representing the constructor on a multi-billion-dollar construction project. Yvonne is also a member of the Canadian Society of Safety Engineering and has achieved the Canadian Registered Safety Professionals designation. She served on the advisory board of Bonguard Safety Compliance Insider since 2005. You've been a busy lady. Welcome, Yvonne.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. It's a pleasure to be here.
As chair of the conference, how did you decide on the theme for this year?
Well, there's a number of things we looked at. We were assessing both how do we keep safety professionals, HR professionals current with where the legislation is, but also give them an opportunity to learn different ways to assess their own program, improve what they have internally. So we wanted to create something that was really more of an arc. We started with a session that dealt with the basics of due diligence and what are some of the challenges in demonstrating what you have in place. And then we continued on with more detailed, more interactive sessions about how to do a risk assessment. And then the final session is talking about the internal responsibility system and how do you use that to assess where you are from a point of view of the culture in your organization, but also demonstrate your compliance as well.
So how did you incorporate some of the recent developments in workplace health and safety that OHS professionals and their organizations need to know about?
Well, we had over 24 speakers included in this summit, so we'll be able to learn from what are the most recent cases and also look at some of the more challenging topics that we are all struggling with today to be able to demonstrate that we've met our obligations. Things such as violence or harassment in the workplace, drug and alcohol testing, those are also challenges of, we know what they are, but how can we say as an employer, as an organization, we've been able to meet the expectation that's in place for us to have controlled the hazard.
Getting senior management on board with the things they have to do to have safety and health in their organization is a challenge. How do professionals go about that?
That is, again, a true challenge that we have because it is our specialty and we have to be able to communicate on the level of the senior executive to help them understand what we are looking at, what the real risks are from a compliance point of view. And quite frankly, they're looking at this from maybe a different lens. They're looking at it from the cost perspective. They're paying perhaps more attention to the cost of non-compliance, and what they're really looking at are the workers' comp claims and where those numbers are. They're not seeing what the cost of compliance is. They're not seeing the benefit of that all the time. So as a safety professional, you have to be able to communicate not so much the return on the investment, but where is the overall benefit in addition to that. And there are times I think we have to look at what their challenges are, whether I'm dealing with an operations manager, I'm dealing with someone from HR. I have to look and maybe speak to their language, look at if I'm suggesting something, what is the best way for them to implement it? And I think we have accomplished those things in our sessions. You'll be able to look at how to get some tips or how to get some recommendations on being able to fluidly implement this throughout your organization with the support of everybody.
The summit took place in October, and people who weren't able to participate can buy videos of the sessions. What were some of the key takeaways?
I would say the current cases that we were looking at. There was one decision that came out just about a week before our summit, and we were able to incorporate it into that. The materials that are available, the discussion of where the most significant cases in the last year from a due diligence perspective. Also, I think just the perspective of the lawyers and the safety professionals that we had involved. Again, we had over 24 from across the country that are what I consider to be some of the most knowledgeable health and safety professionals and OHS lawyers that are currently practicing.
Thank you, Yvonne. I'm sure the videos of the presentations will be a tremendous continuing education tool for health and safety professionals.
And thank you, Cheryl. It was a pleasure speaking with you.